Hey guys. Testing 1, 2. Oh, really? Shit.
You look as a graphic artist. That's a possibility, but there is more competition. It seems that NFT changed that there is collaboration over competition. There is no competition. In art, doesn't have to be a competition. It's not the fucking software network. It's not competition, but it have to be. It have to be something the most human as possible.
You don't. Thank you. So you made a few really good points. First of all, the private chat that we have with you, DMs, all of that, with a huge amount of artists, and we are trying to cover as many as possible all the time. So this is not some sort of VIP service. We are really trying to build a community. We have built this community from scratch since we started in October or November last year. So if you have questions about business advice, which leads me to exactly the second point that you made, that so many artists need a bit of here and there regarding the pricing strategy and a few other stuff. Feel free to reach out. We have a team always available for you, either for technical support, either for business.
That's pretty cool. I mean, sure, Avid, if you want to talk about it. We have no other topics right now, so go ahead.
Hey
You
guys.
can look at it right now. Hey, pause. In a bit, I believe we'll be talking about bounties. It's just a quick update by Ryder, but in the meantime, Avid, if you do want to um talk about your proposal. No, we can't hear you, Avid. No, he went up.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, 2 days ago, I put up a proposal regarding like grape focused uh should I call it bounty or brand during the hackathon. I understand that Grape is already sponsoring the Web3 track, but I think uh, through this grant, it's a way for Grape to attract some maybe good talent out of the 5,000 plus or 6,000 plus people participating in the hackathon. Another thing, like I would like to uh, maybe change about my proposal is, I think after much consideration, I thought maybe a 10K prize might be too little for like good to attract like maybe good talent or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe a 25K bounty. Hello? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a 25K bounty or 30K bounty sounds better. Also, I know Legend talked about like maybe doing it after the summer Solana summer camp is over, so it doesn't like intertwine between the current Web3 you're sponsoring. But I think, yeah, I understand his points, but I think maybe if it's possible, we'll make the announcement and maybe not put a hard deadline, at least so like the news is out there. I don't know what you guys think.
So this would be the primary purpose is to attract new dev talent outside of our current pool of devs,
Yeah,
right?
and besides that, like besides like, attracting new dev talent, maybe there are some things uh we some ideas like attracting new dev talents and ideas as well, like that will
Hmm.
further like grape.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long the hackathon lasts, but I think pushing it now, while it's already started, might be, might get lost um, among everything.
Yeah, I see like a few projects having their like community focused track. That's why like I suggested it because I think I think Solana like official Twitter handle supports like they said there is no official community focused track, but yeah, they support other projects like encouraging developers to build on them or something like that.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Ryder,
What's
any
going?
comments so far on what Abbott has brought up?
I think it's a good initiative and we should definitely pursue it.
Yeah, maybe we can finalize talks on this on Tuesday, Avid, if you're able to join the bounty call, which is an hour before the DAO call on Tuesday.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think this would need to be a bit fleshed out. Especially, I just read right now too that the Solana summer camp ends on August 16th, so that would be in around 30 days. So
Yeah,
pushing this out, you
yeah,
know.
like for me, like I don't want it to be like a hard deadline for it, like the same as this Solana summer camp, but like the news should be out there. So like the at least we'll get this gets a bit of attraction from like the current devs,
Mm-hmm.
from the current devs participating in the summer camp. That's my main point.
Yeah, okay, I guess we'll see if any of the current devs comment on it, either um on that proposal you have. If not, I think we could definitely talk about it a bit more on Tuesday. So we have more of the bounty heads in there so we can kind of flesh this out a bit more.
Sure, no problem.
Paz, do you want to let us know what's going on? Why these 2 realm votes haven't been executed?
Sure, I can do that. Let's see. Yeah, we have like 2 Rams votes that look similar, and the instructions are the same, but the first one can't be executed due to an error. I talked to the guys over on Rams Discord, and Adrian fixed it. So the first one can't be executed, and neither can any of the instructions. So we have like 3 instructions. Let me quickly post talking about that proposal. So the idea of the proposal is, if you open the instructions, you can see it. Any still open order on Mango should be closed. Then there should be a withdrawal of Sol, like 0.3 Sol. If you remember, we swapped some USDC to Sol on the delegate account, and we had like 0.3 Sol on the delegate account. And then as a last step, the instruction says to close that account. So there is a signature error. Anyone can try it. You can try to execute it, but it won't work. So it gives you the error. And I talked to the guys over on Rams Discord, and they fixed it. So we had to do, unfortunately, we had to do another proposal, which is exactly the same, or which does exactly the same, but with the bug fixed. So I thought, and Adrian said so, but unfortunately, there is still a signature error. And what I did, I tried to execute. So if the proposal finishes, or when the proposal finishes, you have to finalize it. And after finalizing it, you can execute it. Before finalizing it, you can't execute it. And if you hit execute, it tries to execute each instruction. So that didn't work. I got the same signature error. And then I tried, as before, to execute the instructions on their own. So basically, we don't need to close the account. What we really want to do is get the Sol from the delegate account, and that worked. So I executed instruction 1, which says to close open orders. And if you look inside the instructions, you see that it has been executed. You can see the transaction.
Mm-hmm.
The withdrawal of the 0.3 Sol worked, and you can see that by looking up the address. That's also in the proposal text, in the title. So if you look at in the treasury, the address has the 0.3 Sol, and the error actually occurred when I tried to execute the last step, like instruction 3, close token account. And I reported that to the team over on Rams, and they said, yeah, well, that's an issue, unfortunately. But for all intents and purposes, it still did what we wanted to. and that was getting the SOL back from the delegate account. So while there being still bugs, we could technically use it.
Yeah, I mean, at least we got the Solana, and I think this was the purpose to test it out. I'm glad it was you doing this because I don't think others would have gone the steps that taken the steps they needed to actually figure this out. But even executing it, so on the first proposal, I can try to execute it and it still won't work, right? Is there like
Yeah,
is it
there
gonna
is no
stay
one
there?
that can execute it.
So
It's broken.
is there like a way that it can be? I don't know
No,
if it matters. Like, so it's
no.
just gonna stay executable forever.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I also asked that, and there is also no way to execute it on a later date. So even if the guys over on Realms did something to the contract itself, it wouldn't change anything retroactively to that proposal. So it's just broken. It will stay broken, and it will stay like that. And that's
Okay.
actually good because it can't be used to do anything on the delegate account. So yeah, while it is unfortunate that it didn't work, it's also no danger for us. And same with the second proposal. It can't be used to, as I understand it, to close the account because that needs to be fixed. And if it is fixed, then there needs to be another proposal. So what I did, and if I encounter such bugs and if I go through the steps and also report them, I try to do it step by step and like give as much detail as possible. And that's why I also created new orders on the delegate account and see whether the first instruction really closes or yeah, if an open order would block the proposal in any way. So that didn't happen. So my open orders were closed. That worked, and the soul got withdrawn. So that's actually, I think, the most important part for us.
Mm-hmm. So even though we got the Solana, that won't be marked as completed.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it still gives us the opportunity to use Mango for swapping Sol, and there's nothing any delegate account could do to hinder us when we try to get the Sol back or the USDC. And that's, I think, the important part here.
Mm-hmm. Avid, he asked that, and it can't, which is fine, but no one can do anything with it essentially. It's just marked executable.
Like
No,
blockchain trash.
yeah, you can't do anything. Normally, the one who creates a proposal can also withdraw a proposal, but not when it's finalized. So once finalized, the proposal can't be withdrawn. But, that's how I understood it, and it would actually make sense. And since I created the second proposal, I also tried to cancel it, obviously, after the successful execution of the first two instructions, but I can't do it. I have only the option to execute it. Maybe there's a way I could do it directly on chain, but not through the interface of Realms. So, yeah.
So when you filter the proposals from executable, it's always going to show up forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
Unless the guys fix something. So maybe there is an idea like to have like another option or another label for proposals that are broken, because I think that we aren't the only ones who have like broken proposals,
Yeah.
especially since yeah, it can happen at any time, and you need
Yeah.
need a way to mark them and have it that everyone understands why it can't be executed because as it is, everyone can and try to execute the proposal, but it will fail. So it's just annoying.
Kind of sounds like a possible vulnerability if they change something at some later date that suddenly it does. This proposal doesn't do nothing, but it does something, and weird stuff could happen.
No, there could be a way to like mark a proposal as non-executable or something like that.
Yeah, I would
So
like that.
for someone or for the person who created the proposal, same as the possibility to withdraw a proposal. You can do that, right? You can create a proposal, everyone votes, and 1 second before it finishes or before it gets finalized, you can withdraw it and then it's gone. So it can't be executed. So I think that would be a way to handle with it. And I yeah.
Yeah, but it's not on us. All we can do is pester the guys from Rams and tell them they should do their work.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're awesome because they really answer really fast and have an interest in helping, and they always try to come up with ideas. So I suggested that they implement such an option, and I look whether someone already proposed that, because I think we can't be the only ones who have this problem.
Yeah. Dean mentioned that we should be able to hide proposals that have been around longer than a few weeks. And I think that's a good idea for a proposal to the Rams guys that gives somehow a timer to an executable vote, a proposal. And for example, after 3 weeks and nobody executed it, then it's either broken or nobody cares. So it gets marked as timed out or something like that. Can we propose such a thing to the Rams guys? I'm not aware.
Sure, you can always go to their Discord and talk to them.
Do they have bounties? Where's Pontus?
Yeah, so bottom line is we do have our soul back in the Grape Treasury, and that's what we set out to do. So it kind of worked.
It was a good step forward. I think Dean is trying to talk to us. He's in and out of the stage, and the mic muted, unmuted. Archimedes, you can come up if you want to. Ah, metrics. I like metrics. Metrics good. Okay, so then I just give a quick bounty update here. Bounty's going good in general now. We currently have 4 open bounties, 2 for the development sub-DAO and 2 for our creators. And yeah, the creator stuff is more recent.
Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello.
Hi, Dean.
Hey! Bonjour!
Bonjour, monsieur.
Ça va?
Ça va bien? Et toi?
Ça va bien, merci. That's the full
That's
extent of my
probably Yeah.
Oh man, one time I was in Paris eating at a restaurant. And they brought the food out, and I didn't understand them, and they're just telling me to take the cutlery off the plate so they could place the food down. It was a little bit embarrassing. Yeah, how's it going in Paris, Dean?
It's going well. The presentations, once they started, more people came. This was my first hacker house, and it's a very different vibe from what we organize in Athens. Where here there are a lot of people who come who are completely new to Solana. But what was very useful for us was I got to have one-on-one time with everybody from the core Solana team. So I got to sit down with Austin. I got to sit down with Jordan and Bartosz and Alevtina, and also got to spend more time with the people that we do a lot of work with, like squads and realms. Also had really good conversation with Everland. Very impressed by that team, and I think we're going to be doing on the Dean's List side. There's quite a few clients, and that everybody is super aware of Grape. Like I have my Grape shirt, and everybody's just like, "Oh, Grape, Grape!" It's so that's always that way. Once a breakpoint comes, multiple DAO members say, so.
Now we lost you.
Somebody kicking me off the stage.
I don't know. From my perspective, you're just disappearing.
That was me. I thought I
I
was
don't know where.
jumping, but I didn't. Sorry.
Oh, you kicked me off, huh? It's okay.
Yeah, by accident. By accident. Sorry. I thought you left the audience, and I tried to move you up again.
Taki fat fingering again.
my connectivity is not great here. I apologize. But yeah, I don't know where I broke off, but I look forward to you guys also getting a chance to wear your Grape merch and go to these events, so you can kind of feel that warmth that the community has for us. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, hey.
Yeah, I was irritated by Dynite's post, so
I was also
I'm
thinking
just
about it,
staring
and
at it.
I think the Taki police will soon be at your house. Ah, no, he deleted it. Dynite living close to the edge here.
This is so fucking annoying. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Do you were interrupted a few times, Deans? Did you want to tell us more?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time of knowing where you guys heard or didn't.
The last thing I got is that the people are being very friendly when they see your Grape shirt, and yeah, that's the last thing I got.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to everybody having their merch for Breakpoint. I think we should fly out a lot of DAO members to Breakpoint in November.
November, it's a few months, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, so as part of our, just like the phones that we want to get for the core reputation people, I think we should also, figure out a few people to fly out to be representatives at Breakpoint.
Oh, in Lisbon, I see.
Yes.
Interesting.
Dean, what are the main updates in the Hacker House on the DAO space? Or what's the things that it's most discussed in the Hacker House till now?
I think the most interesting thing that I hadn't interacted with is the cupcake protocol, which, Solana sees that as a great way to onboard new users. It's the fastest way to get somebody from 0 to NFT in Solana. So if you guys aren't acquainted with it, it's an NFC. It's a NFC like near field sticker, and you just put your phone there, and it prompts you to give your phone number. Then you receive a SMS with a code. You validate that that's your number, and in the background it creates a non-custodial wallet and puts an NFT in it. So it's not obviously the best version of security, but it's a very fast way to give somebody an NFT in a wallet. So that's kind of like what's being talked about and promoted a lot. As far as other things DAO related, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. It sounds like a
The
security nightmare, to be honest.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not great, right? But it's the easiest way to get your grandma into blockchain. The other thing is Civic has kind of finished up their Civic Pass integration, and now we can do proof of humanity. And the idea is to connect. There's going to be a specific instruction in Realms where if somebody wants to receive a USDC payment, you'll be able to say, okay, it's a KYC approved transfer. That way, after the vote, so let's say we vote to send USDC to someone, it's going to validate that that person has the KYC pass from Civic during execution. So, like right now, how there's proposals that stay there as executed, they're like waiting for execution. If the recipient doesn't have a Civic Pass, it'll stay there until they do have a Civic Pass.
Yeah. I was recently thinking about not KYC in the sense of AML regulation and so on, but more in the sense of attaching information to a wallet address and only giving out what is necessary to the application you interact with without the application necessarily knowing your information, just so that it's like true digital cash. I mean, yeah, well, I think that's interesting.
Yeah,
It's out
look,
recently.
I don't think anybody wants to have KYC attached to things, and as we navigate kind of the legal structures around DAOs, I think we'll find other solutions. But in the short term, this is a way for us to also not have to deal with handling data. We won't have to hold on to those credentials.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about GDPR compliance and whatnot. It's
You
just a
can
way
fuck
for us to.
almost any company in Europe if you just filibuster them with GDPR. Can really get it going.
So it's that's probably the big thing on the DAO side. Now there's a bunch of things being built that they hope to show for demo day, but Like someone right now from Mango is working on a validator DAO concept where you know, just like Hanko wanted to work with us, this would allow him to have a his own kind of validator DAO that we could plug into versus, you know, him operating a validator for us. We can just stake our soul directly, and then he gets whatever commission. It's a different structure that I think clears up a lot of those issues. Um, that's also in like Solana's official like ideas for DAOs. So that's being built on. But yeah, I would say that those are the biggest thing is Cupcake. After that is Civic, and then you know this validator DAO concept. Um, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
The other thing I've been sharing with people is this concept, and I've messaged most of you here about the reputation. I've shared that with the core Solana um, devs and members, and they're all really impressed and excited with that idea. It's like it doesn't have any flaws that can be seen. It's just one of those things that, you know, somebody has to try it to see what happens.
Honestly, I didn't quite understand the. Do you want to talk about that, if at all now?
Yeah, I can share like, you know, where the
Yeah,
thinking is right
maybe
now.
it helps if I tell you what I don't understand when you have something to latch onto.
Yeah.
So you wrote that you want to track emission to users, and different protocols can track their emissions of Grape to users, creating different scores. So and I understood it this way: if Mango gives Grape to users and Grape gives Grape to users, then Mango has some kind of emission score for a user, and Grape has another emission score for that same user. Is that right?
Correct. And then a third party protocol, let's say, you know, Orca could look at, you know, the Mango score, the Grape score, and then make a decision on that user that they haven't interacted with.
Ah, okay. So you are thinking of score in a sense of trust score, or what score?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Each protocol is going to have a different um, reason why they emitted Grape, and then third parties can decide which ledgers to pay attention to. Like, okay, Grape is really good at understanding um, governance reliability and how active somebody is in the community, whereas Mango might have a good sense of credit worthiness. Um, you know, I'm speculating on how the other protocols would use it, but that's the base idea. And there's, you know, there's also some ideas around how you could use this process to also downvote someone and give negative reputation. Um, it's what's interesting about it is it gives a um, a utility to the Grape token that um, doesn't exist anywhere, and it's very in line with kind of our mission around exploring DAOs and exploring measuring contribution and reputation. So it's been well received, but it's super early, you know, and that's why I was sharing the idea just to ideate.
So it's solely the emission of the Grape token, not the respective token of each community. So not the Mango token, but but Mango using Grape. Right.
Correct.
Okay.
That you know, like it's becoming clearer and clearer that we have a very strong presence in the Solana ecosystem, that we work with a bunch of different protocols, right? Like we know everybody. We've interacted with almost everybody at some point. So we're in the best position to use our token as a reputation token for them. And we can build that system that, you know, will keep track of the different ledgers, register the ledgers, You know, maybe attach some more insights onto how the different emissions came out. And you know, we'll have to think about reputation decay and things like that. But it's a way to use the token as a proof of, you know, reputation, and the user won't have to hold their grape. You know, they can spend it and, you know, still keep their reputation from the fact that they've earned it from a specific source.
Yeah, I think that could work if we have some devs working on it and making it pretty. Then one could establish a great reputation application and giving that to the people.
Yeah, I mean, it's very in line with a few things we have, right? The fact that, you know, so much of our token is decided by us, how it's emitted, how it's released, whereas other protocols, they have different, you know, a different use, a different reason for their token. Ours kind of already is primed for something like this, and the idea came from talking about token swaps with other protocols. Like, now it starts to make sense, like why we would want to do a token swap with like Mango and Psi options. You know, now they, by giving them that token, they, you know, we can also tell them, you know, we want you to release it to different users for different reasons, and we can start to build a moat that's kind of hard for anybody to catch up with, just because of how wide our reach is already. So what would happen eventually is the main purchaser of Grape would be protocols. Like, you know, as an individual, you would purchase Grape because you want to be part of the governance of the reputation system, or maybe you want to be part of one of the sub DAOs like GCT or Dean's List or GAN, or whatever other sub DAOs get created. But the large purchasers would be protocols using Grape as a way to signify reputation in their system. And then that gives an incentive for different people to interact with their systems. Like, oh, you know, these guys have the Grape reputation system. That means I will receive Grape for my contributions. It's interesting game theory. You know, it's super early. There's a lot of logic that, you know, is non-dev, right? The development side of this is not really hard. It's, you know, that it's more of a nice UI. It's the logic that we have to collectively, you know, think about, and then the strategy around, you know, how we get that token out there. But it's electrifying. You know, it just gives a new focus for us.
Yeah, on the topic of dev work, dev resources, maybe I could make a quick jump back to bounties, because we have 2 open development bounties. We have a bunch of more. Let me give it to about 8 more in the pipeline, which we haven't made available yet, to be frank, because the other 2 are not finished. Since, what are we talking about? Yeah, since the 21st June, we tweeted about that one. And the other, yeah, same timeline. May 22, I made a comment on it. And I'm seeing that our devs are doing great work, but on this, and at the same time, it feels like they are just ignoring these bounties. And I don't know. We are rewarding each bounty with 2,000 USDC. So I don't think that's the tasks are not that big. I honestly think we are being quite generous here. Yeah, I can link you. Yeah, done it. Thank you. Yeah, but first is the strata on our Grape dashboard, and the second is squads in our dashboard. 2 integrations to make the Grape dashboard a greater place.
So I can comment on the one of them. the Strata side, I've spoken with that one dev who had come in, Stackart, and he's kind of like he really tried and he's kind of abandoning it. Now that being said, Noah did go ahead and make a Dean's List kind of dedicated site, and he's also, I believe, he gave me the GitHub admin for it. So
You
I
mean
think
this Jara guy who made a video and talked about it? Or
I,
there
his
was
name
one
is
guy on Discourse
Stack
who made a
Overflow.
video.
Stacked Overflow was the guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot closer to being complete than originally thought, and maybe the scope of it is just some parts of it are really hard. Like the guy was really banging his head against the wall. So um we might have to like recalibrate that bounty on the squads one. I will mention it to the squads team. I'm having dinner with them tonight, so I'll tell them and see what they think. Like, is this something they would want to do, or is it feasible? You know what they think. But I will get back to you for sure on the squads one, and on the Strata one. It might be just something that we either table or we figure out a way to incorporate the existing site that was made for Dean's List. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me see if I can find it. If anybody can share it, the Dean's List dedicated site. Let me see if I can find it.
Posted it.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, because we have this, and I know I have the GitHub, um, it's doable. But yeah, it goes back to you know, what you pointed out, development resources, and this is something that we really need to think about this as a community. Like, there's only so far we can grow with 2-3 active developers in our network, and that's something that we're going to that's going to be one of our challenges, is to really plug into the broader development space. Sure, we add some risk by kind of opening up the kimono for other people to update our website and update uh, our dashboard, but that's what open source is about. So maybe one idea is to increase the bounty, post it. Hello, did I disconnect?
I know you're still here. I DM'd you the link to our open Trello. Again live
Thank you.
chat. Yeah, for everyone in live chat here's fuck. That's the wrong link.
Here you go.
Yeah, but I meant visible direct link to the boundary clock.
Look, we're also like, I happen to know that Squads is coming out with a new version, so any integration we did today would be like obsolete within like 2 minutes. I will bring it up. I will bring it up to them at dinner, but I think the broader issue is, there's going to be bounties that, as we grow, we're going to just need to have more and more resources. So I think we need to figure out how to you know, get more eyeballs from the broader development community on these bounties.
I just wanted to also talk about it because it's not like our devs are doing nothing, right? I see that they are doing good work and also want that they are rewarded for their work. And at the same time, I'm seeing bounties that are not completed and I don't get any feedback, and the attendance of developers on the bounty
Let me
call.
jump in. Let me jump in on this one because we mentioned Strata, and although I don't want to do this, I have to do it. When we open sourced the dashboard, we did have a commitment from a developer that they would integrate the Strata interface in our dashboard. That never happened. We did try on our end to integrate Noah's code the way it is, but his libraries are using an older version of the SPL token. It's also obsolete, so we cannot integrate it the way it is. So it's not, you know, the bounty might sound simple, but if you know these SDKs are not made composable enough that we could use them, we can't actually use them in our interface. So just keep that in mind when we put out a bounty, that sometimes there's some limitations. That it's not that we're ignoring them; it's for some reason we cannot implement it yet. So we are in contact with Noah. He knows about this issue, and the developer that was working on it, I hope he could also contribute on that.
That's nice. First time I'm hearing that. Yeah, the main point I want to make is we're kind of with the bounties, we're kind of losing contact with the developers. I mean, now you told me why these bounties are not, or the Strata bounty in specific is not being completed or worked on. And what we could now do, for example, we could make a bounty to adjust the Strata stuff to make it more composable.
That's not 100% a Grape issue. Like that needs to be a Strata issue. Like they need to resolve this so it can be more composable. If we need to use their UI to swap tokens, it's not really composable.
Well, the first thing is we kind of need a bit more information flow between bounties and developers.
I'm just explaining that because we make a bounty, it doesn't mean that the way it's structured, it can be completed.
Just shoot a quick message anywhere and tell, okay, guys, this is not possible. And okay.
No, it's not that it's not possible. It's currently not possible. I didn't say it's not possible. I said today it's not possible because there's an issue which has nothing to do with Grape. It's not like we don't want to do it or ignoring a bounty. It needs to be implemented as a separate UI using completely different UI than what we're using.
The thing I'm talking about here is if you have this knowledge, just give me a quick heads up and I don't sit here for months and think the devs hate me. That would be nice.
Again, that's why I'm addressing your concern, and we are working on it. If we weren't working on addressing this concern, then you would be right saying that we're ignoring you. But saying we're ignoring you while we're working on,
I don't know that you're working on it. So on my side, it's the same.
The reason why we didn't share some things is I don't want to call out certain people that have committed to completing this bounty. That's why I didn't want to share this information. But you know, a lot of time has went by. Just like you feel like we are ignoring you, I feel the same way when somebody has committed to complete a bounty and have this work on our UI. So it's not nice to call out people. That's why I didn't want to give any context on this specific issue. This is very important for Grape, and we do want it to be integrated within our dashboard.
Okay. So if you think that any bounty that's currently in the in the to be reviewed stack is needed or something like that, just give a quick message and we can get this going. Otherwise, we will, yeah, not work on dev bounties as priority.
We're going to look as developers, we're going to continue contributing regardless of whether there's bounties or no bounties, because we want to see Grape succeed. Now, when the bounty is completed, that the role of the bounty master is to review that process. I don't think the role of the bounty master is to review every single step of completing a bounty.
I
Not
wanted to
what I
ask.
meant.
Yeah, look, I think we've cleared up where we are with this one, and it's a good learning lesson. I do want to ask though, Billy, do you think is there any?
And we don't have a lack of developers. I mean, there's people in our community contributing. It's like we're presenting ourselves as we're not doing things and we're not doing enough.
No, I don't think, and I mean everybody knows that there's nonstop stuff happening. But as a community, as a decentralized community with a grants program, we really need to develop our grants program to pull in more and more people like Fizzity as well. On the Strata side, do you think there's any merit in forking, or is that the same problem with the libraries having these old dependencies?
so just so everybody's on the same page, we would need to rewrite their SDK so it could be composable. And somebody has to do that. So that's a separate bounty, and it's
Yeah,
not a
that's a
great
huge bounty.
bounty.
It's a huge
It's
bounty.
a
Yeah.
strata. It's basically a bounty for strata to improve strata to be more composable. The fact that Stackart tried to uh, compose the Strata protocol, the Hydra wallet, and he was getting stuck. He tried. He's the only one that actually tried to do all those steps. Um, but we need to also make sure that these protocols, if you want everybody to use them in other interfaces, that they are actually composable.
Because I think I need to prioritize setting up a recurring meeting with Noah on the Strata side, because Strata is becoming more and more important to our ecosystem. So both the Strata and the Squad's bounty, Ryder, keep it in your mind that it's on my task list to kind of give an update for next steps on those two bounties.
Okay.
If you guys are comfortable, on the agenda, I'd like to discuss the Psi options opportunity. I shared it in Grape chat that they tweeted, they DM'd me on Twitter around this idea about doing a token swap and further partnership with our DAO. Are there any initial thoughts, feelings around it?
So in essence, it would be the same token swap idea as with Mango, but with Psi options now. Is that right?
That's correct. The only difference here is that this, like with Mango, it was just an idea we had floating, whereas here Psi Options has approached us with this idea.
Okay. What kind of services are they providing?
You know, I'm not really acquainted with the DeFi protocols.
Okay. I just I think in general it's a good idea. I'm not sure about if their ethos is matching ours or not.
Okay, I just wanted to get a feel for things. I personally don't have I haven't applied a lot of thought to it other than it's another one of those good indicators. Um, it's one of those good indicators that an idea like a reputation token would succeed because of our position in the ecosystem as a DAO integrator. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Maybe we can invite them to come join us. I know that the one member is a C-class member now. Let me see if I can ping him here. Separately, I don't know if I don't see Reedho here, but Taki, so could you do me a favor and share the newest, like whatever the most recent iteration of the the infographic is?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
And I'm gonna look to see if I can ping the Sci Options guy.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if they were able to come and have a chat with us. I'd be curious to see where this thought came from and why they approached us with it.
What I'm seeing on the Psy option side is that their forum is not doing great. They in total they have 17 topics in their forum. Yeah, so 4 in the governance category. And Realms, they have 30 members and quite a few votes. But doesn't seem to be that these votes are being discussed in a decentralized way on their forum. Maybe they're doing it on Discord, but I'm also most votes on Realms they are doing is about transferring funds. So no comment to some governance or some other initiative.
Okay, I pinged him. That's T-Wall. So we'll I think it's a good idea to table anything until they're able to come through. Now this infographic that was shared, this is it's still a work in progress, and I've shared more sketches. Like I suck at design, obviously, but I'm putting all of the information into pieces of paper and then taking pictures of them. I'll post them here now for you guys. But the idea behind doing this infographic, which we have a bounty for it, is to really showcase how integrated we are with, like, we are becoming the mini civilized of so long, if not the only civilization, because we touch upon so many different protocols. We have a gaming council, we have a NFT council, then we have our own, like Grape.art is a, a flagship example of all of the different things you can do in Solana. So I think it's really powerful for us to have this this infographic which Readho has made, and it's I've shown it to a few people here at the Hacker House, and they're all like, "Wow, this is gorgeous!" And you're right; it just shows how, like, I didn't know you guys did all these things and had all these integrations. Um, I've tried to think of a style in which we can present it all in one infographic, but I think it's critical. I think it's gonna, be very powerful. It's something that Solana themselves will start sharing around, because it showcases kind of all of the different uses and the power of composability. Um, so yeah, I'm very excited about this. Hello, am I still connected?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, we don't have an agenda. We don't have a moderator. It's going. I talked about bounties. From my side, we're good.
Yeah, we I from, like, if I zoom out, I try to see, what are the big moves we can do. I think this reputation exploration is a really big move. Um, I also have discussed with Taki Soul the idea of revamping our Discord. I think it's like our membership model, in my view, is on its last legs as far as like having a value outside of the emission. Um, I would be a big supporter of us, reducing down to something like, 10, 20 channels versus what we have today. We don't do the we don't do that many whitelists anymore, and even if we did, I don't think any of us really care about those kind of things. Um, Airdrop culture, like, it's just not us. And I think restructuring membership and thinking about, we're really strong in working with protocols. Like, maybe there should be a membership models to make it easier for a protocol to come in and pitch us and talk to us and get involved. I'm just throwing out ideas. So I think Discord revamp and a restructuring of membership is something big. And then reputation is something big. I think those are two big opportunities. And then on the tertiary side is, what we continue doing, and these partnerships, like these token swaps. But if I had to think about, big ideas, like reputation now, what we've decided, it's really a matter of working with Sebastian and the Realms team. It's going to take time to set them up. Um, Separately, there needs to be a lot of work on the quorum calculation for reputation. Once so after this, I'm gonna be taking a few days off to vacation with my family. Once I'm done with that, I will set up a event, like a talk, like a workshop, for anybody that's interested to work on Our reputation calculation, you know, I think it's important for us as a community, but it's not one of those things that outside of Grape, you know, people will really get excited about in the short term. And then separately, Dean's List will work on a quadratic voting. But again, these things they're going to take time, and I think they're very, you know, important to us for operating our DAO, but they're not important to the broader landscape. I think the two biggest things that could be powerful for the broader landscape is a revamp of the Discord and membership, and then separately this reputation concept. I saw somebody also shared something around an NFT for membership. I think that's another powerful idea. You know, I think we just need to really choose something exciting for all of us to kind of bite our teeth into, because we've hit a place where we've hit a peak as far as, like, you know, now Grape it's crazy, the guys. A year ago we participated in the hackathon, and now we run the track, and I'm a judge. Like, it's insane what we've been able to accomplish in a year. And now we need to start thinking about, okay, what's the next big, like, crazy thing we should try to accomplish? Like, what's our next you know, Mount Everest to try to climb? And it becomes harder and harder to decide, you know, see peaks and go for them, because, you know, like, we're at the peak of what a social community in Solana can achieve. We are at that peak now. It's like, okay, let's create that next peak. Like, yeah, I would love to hear your ideas or thoughts. You know, let's get crazy, let's get radical, let's shoot for these moons.
I
The
think one.
reputation. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Nene.
I
Go
was just
ahead.
gonna
Go
say
ahead.
that the reputation, I think is something that a lot of people should get behind. You know, not that I'm like looking around in the space, but I could see that as being one of those pivotal aspects of Grape in the future. Because the more you dive into it, um, the more complex it becomes, but simplifying it for other projects to use, because it's 100% going to be something that people are going to want to use. So if we're able to build a framework for other projects uh, for this, I think it would be massive. But the calculations that go into it, figuring out what people would want to measure, and separating them into, maybe it's a DeFi project, an NFT project, what have you. I think uh, that could be a primary focus for a lot of people, which would be really cool.
Yeah, people need to see that it's working first before they start
Yeah.
using it, like
Yeah.
so many other things. And I compare it to Grape-based tokens. So right now we have a grasp of how it can work and in which context. So if someone would ask us, we could speak of our experience, and that's a reason why I think we should just try it out with the reputation system and improve it step by step. And if we get an idea of when it works, how it works, what works, then we can like advertise it a bit more that we're doing it.
Yeah, I think we were going ahead with those. If we completed all our DAO removals, especially from the vote that we had last time on that Google sheet. Let me link that again once more. Um, I mean, I guess we don't have the platform yet, but we can start getting out those reputation tokens, those NTTs, to the Neanderthals who would be eligible for that. I think that would, less than 10 people, I think, but it's a good starting point.
I also think starting out is key, and step by step improving it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'll just to make a comment there, you know, the way we would do reputation with the NTTs and the Neanderthals, like that list, is different than the way we would do reputation with a emission grape thing that I'm suggesting for other protocols.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and on that side, I think the holdup is calculating and understanding what boost or multiplier we give. I am more than happy to like follow and support somebody to explore it. But my intention is to put that as a workshop for us to work on. Like I would like to lead a workshop on it, but I won't be able to do it for the next 7 to 10 days. So if anybody else wants to take the lead on it, please do. Otherwise, we can visit it then. But I do need to take a vacation. Before we got into that, Billy, you were gonna share some ideas too.
Yeah, I think another big opportunity for Grape is to offer onboarding services for DAOs to become DAOs. Like a lot of these communities, whether they're a protocol or an NFT community, or they want to get into Solana, they have no idea where to begin and what to do to set up their DAO and what the right quorum is. And it would be nice if Grape could have a sub DAO that does that onboards DAOs.
Yeah, we could definitely succeed in that. And I think after we release this infographic, I think we'll have a lot of inbound. Like, I totally see that. And it's an interesting idea. Do you think that this would also be so this is obviously a strata token, right? Or is this just a service where they're paying Grape? How do you see it?
It could be. I mean, this is a discussion, but it would be for sure a sub DAO of individuals that have a good experience using Realm, Squad, Streamflow, all the tools that you need to actually run your DAO and guide these projects into what are the right steps to get started. Because that's what they need to do. Is most of these projects they need to start and go create their DAO.
Yeah, and what's crazy is we probably have the largest concentration of people who know all of the different tools. No one's used all of them as much as we have. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant idea. The way I would do it is probably do a strata token again. And one of the things I liked about the strata token is it also rewarded people who, like, from my personal experience with Dean's List, I put 500 or 5,000 Grape to start it off, and then later I sold like 35 Dean token, and it turned into 120,000 Grape. So I turned, I think it was 500, but it sounds too aggressive. Maybe it was 5,000. And I turned it into 120,000 Grape. So whoever were, like I think for these kind of things to succeed, it needs to have a champion, and ideally it would be someone who isn't already kind of really involved with a sub DAO. That being said, it's an opportunity, and if no one takes it, I guess a week from now I'll look at starting it up. But really, if somebody wants to take the initiative, I'm more than happy to teach you exactly what you would need to do. But it's a great service. it is a great service for us. Thank you for sharing that, Ryder. And that's great confidence to see. We like I'm looking at the Trash Panda's recent vote. They're not even close to achieving quorum, and we're our DAO's alive in a bear market, so it's very inspiring. Yeah, no, they're way off being able to complete that vote. But yeah, guys, I definitely want everyone to understand like the opportunity of starting a token on your own, a Grape Act one, is that you put in that early effort and you're able to take 500, 5,000 grape and then all of a sudden turn it into 100,000. I think that's pretty cool. Yours is meme grape. There's actually a tool for meme voting and meme creation called Spitfire. I don't know if you ever saw it.
No.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it for you. Let me see. And I know the dev. He's now working on a job board kind of idea. There's just people give up so easily. Let me see.
Yeah, it was just something to test out. You know how I like making memes and gifs, with with logos.
Yeah, dude, you are exceptional at it.
I just use the same app I told you to use the GIF GIF. So
Dude, it's the best app ever. Everybody
it's
thinks I'm
makes it easy.
brilliant.
Yeah.
I gotta one day. I gotta feel like I gotta show you guys. I was just going through my son's iPad, and all of this it automatically installs any app I install on my phone to the iPad, and he's made some of the craziest gifs I've ever seen. I'm like, whoever is. I hope you inherited my sense of humor. Like I was proud. I'm like, this shit's awesome. And he's 5, so yeah, I gotta show you guys these things.
Yeah. A 5-year-old can do what I do. Thank you for that.
Let me see if I can find Spitfire.
It was just something fun to do with the Strata thing to test it out.
No, I'm telling you, he's better than you. Let me see.
Burned.
No, but there, I see how it can be something where there's a Discord associated with it. Then you have the GAN token.
I mean, the thought process was it gives new projects some meme ability either on Discord or on Twitter. And it's something easy to make, right? But if they don't know how to do it, it's something you can provide easily for them. It's the same way we made this too. This well, I didn't make this, but I had someone to make this. And it's brandability right here. Oh, this wasn't an app. This was Photoshop. The when token. Yeah, there you go.
Where are these GIFs now, Dean? I have been spoiled. Curious now.
Let me see. Let me get you all the app. I see what I understand your question now. It's only on iPhone though.
What's only on iPhone?
The app. Give me a second.
I'm getting confused because Dean also poses Spitfire, and I don't know which app you. Ah. Can't you just be like normal, simple people who play first-person shooters, who just shoot at the guys with no blue arrow above their head, and then word is simple? That's kind of me.
What is this Spitfire?
I don't know.
Let me hop on my burn wallet. About to get scammed by Dean.
Yeah. First you get scammed by Dean, then you get people with guns by Taki.
Yeah.
The Greek experience.
Yeah.
Ah, it starts. Dean says he can't vouch. It starts, Steiner.
Let's see. What? Yeah, the interface feels like 1990s internet.
To be honest, I'm kind of getting into this 1990s, not even these aesthetics from way back. What was this one thing? Here. Decentralized voting on memes. Kind of reminds me how Facebook started out, but instead of voting on girl hot or not, you're voting on meme hot or not. Yeah, Billy is on it, hot or not.
He has reputation in here in his docs as well.
You need that meme reputation, Dynite.
Yeah.
Like your vote count.
Reputation changes based on ELO rating system. Wow.
Right?
That's what we should
What?
do actually.
Oh my god.
Bronze, silver, gold.
I am just imagine 10 years down the road and this NFT, this meme platform is like Stack Overflow. Some child comes in with a nice meme and everybody's just like despicable,
Gosh.
worthless, derivative. Overlap.dev. Okay. Hmm.
He's all, dude. Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay,
A
from what
5-year-old can do
movie
better
is
work than
that?
this, man.
A
A Greek 5-year-old can do better than this.
Greek 5-year-old.
A Greek 5-year-old.
Oh, now you're being kind of very specific here.
See what Archimedes is talking about. Just had my 4-year-old do it. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
This job board looks like in the early stages.
Is everyone making gifs right now?
I don't know. Seems like it's time to head out here.
Yeah, I think so. I was just reading this tweet. It's actually pretty interesting for that that Archimedes just sent. I don't know. Yeah, when I see this, I'm just a little bit more bullish on NFT projects just having their own marketplace in their future. I know there are limitations right now, that you don't get with with platforms like OpenSea or Magic Eden, but you know having your own offers way more opportunities for the community and the team.
In the end, it's
Removes the
about.
intermediary.
I think in the end, it's about accessibility to the end user.
Yeah.
So if you apply the same KISS simple principles from communications to the marketplaces.
Yeah. I think slowly, like, when you see this kind of stuff happening, um, I lost my train of thought. Never mind. What was it?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I was asking is because there's been a lot of movement on these discussions, and I'm seeing a lot of, and I think it's noise, right? I don't think there's anything that we need to worry about in terms of what we're doing, but it's also an opportunity to show, you know, what the underlying issues are, and it's like taking projects and relisting them under a different marketplace and changing the royalties and changing the fees and all the other things that come with it are very interesting challenge for projects that want to feel like they're being protected in an ecosystem.
Have
Um,
you have you
even
perhaps
launch,
moved houses to a very slow internet connection, or is your audio
maybe,
broke?
I
maybe
think his
Because
audio messes up sometimes where it sounds a little squeaky.
yeah,
like Toon World.
Yeah.
like Nightcore, but without the speed increase. You are understandable. We understand you, Archimedes, but you're sounding kind of funny a bit. So I'm genuinely concerned about if it's your connection or your sound equipment.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, no, it's something that happens frequently from time to time, and it's not this same activity happens during a time where I had been compromised, and I know for a fact I'm not this time. Um, so it's the connection. I'm using my phone as well, and it happens from time to time. Connecting to voice typically has issues. But you hear me
No.
better now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All I was saying is, it's interesting to look at the landscape. Even GameStop has gone and created an NFT marketplace now, right? There's
Oh,
a lot.
really?
Yeah. Apparently, they
Fucking nice.
in an attempt to become relevant again as a company that looked like they were, losing traction. I don't know.
I mean, don't they have a shit ton of money because all the Wall Street bets guys bet up their stock?
Yeah, yeah. It's ironic that they're not really doing well as a company, but their stock basically can keep them afloat. It's also a liability for them, of course. But I think at the end of the day,
They are
you look at
basically crowdfunded now, man.
yeah, exactly right. They are the ultimate DAO without a on-chain voting proposal. But it's interesting to
And
see
then we
that. And then
should get these GameStop guys into Grape. That would be awesome.
I'm not saying I wasn't trying to say that, but not a bad idea. It's interesting to see how there's capitulation in the NFT space now with all the shit going on. With the markets where they are, and everybody just trying to take a piece of the pie. I wonder, you know, who will be left standing after all this is said and done, and whether or not it leaves a bad taste in users on the user side, and us continuing down the path of having, I think, the lowest fees, realistically, the lowest fees that sustain the platform for grape art makes a lot of sense. And I don't know if there's any use in a message that capitalizes upon how wonky all these other platforms can be, and the errors and the mistakes that they can make, and almost intentionally taking advantage where grape art is purely in the hands of those that manage their projects.
Mm-hmm.
But it recenters the discussion around ownership, right? It's like, do you own the project wholeheartedly, and you connect it to realms, and you connect it to grape art, and you connect it to a marketplace and everything else. And question is, how can anybody take advantage of that? Food for thought. Not something that I have a definitive you know target discussion, but I think it's definitely an event that's occurring at the moment that
Yes.
strategically looks like an opportunity to raise how grape art solves this. So
Yeah. I think it's more like a philosophical problem at the moment.
yeah, I'll collect some more feedback and share with the group if I see anything that makes sense in terms of what the message could be.
Are you
If not,
talking message about like a communication campaign to push up users?
yeah, to get people really looking at grape art a little bit more.
Ah,
That's what I mean. Like, as an exchange, just making it an awareness campaign. I'm not saying that,
well, you know who our communications expert is here.
it's not me.
It's the goat. It's the goat.
Bah.
100% not.
It'd be a good meme. I'll tell you that
Yeah,
much. Everybody
that's
else fighting
communication.
over everybody else
Yeah.
fighting over a loaf of bread, and we're just sitting, eating grapes.
Oh yeah, Dynamite. Yeah, Dean has made you a new grape avatar.
Yeah, I do need to use those. I wonder if there's like a guerrilla marketing campaign that we could start as the bear market continues, and every time there's upheaval on a platform like Magic Eden or Solana Art, we kind of have this guerrilla grape art. Like grape fixes this. In Cardano, I always, every time I see a Solana influencer, I'll just go in there and say Cardano fixes this, even if it's just something stupid, just to troll.
Yeah.
Even if it makes no sense whatsoever, I'll just say Cardano fixes this. And the engagement on that is stupid, right? But obviously it would be different, right? But in many respects, grape art does fix this, right? It's a simple slogan. It gets it out there. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. We could even emojify this. Make a grape and then a brush, a paintbrush, something like that, and then just grape paintbrush fixes this.
I like the way
Yeah.
you think. I like the way you think.
Grape.art. Grape paintbrush fixes this. Grape.art.
Yeah. We'll just get 100
Hashtag
bots.
hashtag start grape art.
Yeah. Anyways, food for thought. But I guess we've approached our 2-hour mark.
Yeah.
Good stopping point, I think.
Okay. Bye bye.
Good
Have a
stuff.
great Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You guys.
Everybody.